Sanamugela futhi Dlala Mzansi. Now, South Africa's premier inter-varsity football competition is celebrating 5 years. It is also the leading platform for football development at university level and has grown to be one of the most supported football tournaments in the country. And of course, to chat to us about the 2017 varsity football tournament, a dedicated man to the development football in the Republic. Varsity football's head of matchday operations, Baphiwe Mfundisi, joins us on the show. Baphiwe, thank you very much for taking the time to join us on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Vuyo.
Now, varsity football has continued to contribute to development of football in South Africa. You guys are celebrating 5 years. How has the journey been?
Look, it's been a really great 5 years, thanks to our lovely sponsors, however. But going to your question around development, we have been one of the fastest growing competitions in university sports. And like you've said, I mean, the development has been great thus far. At our launch, we had the CEO, Mr. Dennis Mambo, giving us his backing towards the 2017 season. So it shows that we are growing each year.
Now, one of the biggest things that come into this tournament, which is different from the others, is their player exposure. And that introduction to the game has seen some of the players go in and you know, become celebrities as well. How have you guys seen in terms of the change? How do you think that has contributed to the game?
Look, varsity football looks obviously at the development like we've spoken about before. So if you look at guys like Thabo Mnyamane, who is now at Supersport, who was taken up by Amatax, right from Northwest Mafikeng University. That's just one example of the guys that have been exposed. We're on Supersport. We've got our new partner now, 5FM. So the guys are getting exposed to the likes of coaches, agents, etc.
And of course, if these guys are university students, now balancing school and football at the same time, how does that come in? How do you guys hold them accountable that they are receiving the marks that they need to be receiving in order to play in the tournament?
Well, firstly, we work very closely with the club managers at the universities and the VCs. They support varsity football, and therefore we support them. Each player has to reach at least 60% credit of the field that they're studying in order to play for varsity football. And this is just to make sure that if their soccer careers never work out, that they've got something to fall back on.
You've mentioned the guys like Thabo Mnyamane that come out of varsity football. When you guys look at his success right now, does this tell you guys that you guys are going in the right direction in terms of development or in terms of contributing to development in the country?
Definitely. I mean, the man said it himself. He said that varsity football was a great start for him. I mean, when he was snapped up, I mean, his football was almost not going anywhere. So thanks to varsity football, he then got picked up. So you can say we're going in the right direction, and the support that we're getting from obviously SAFA, etc., is well received.
I've had a chat with some of the captains, especially from the Joburg teams as well. As you can see with the UJ team here, with the Vets team as well, and they saying this time around they deserve, or the trophy deserves to come back to Joburg, at least with that rivalry in Pretoria as well. What can fans expect in this season of the tournament? Because I feel like it's going to be fire.
So first of all, we all know that no competition exists without lovely sponsors. So thanks to FNB, Debonairs and Samsung, who are actually sponsoring and giving us the funds to be able to do this. The fans can come to the stadium and look forward to nice things like the Varsity Jive, which is a competition that we run. Debonairs has lovely enough given us 2 activations this year. The Debonairs Unlumber Yourself, which is a singing and dancing competition. And then Samsung, we took the shot where we'll be throwing balls into the crowd, letting them pass it around and taking selfies and stand a chance to win some lovely prizes.
So this is more like a family occasion.
Definitely. I mean, we encourage the family and the community to come through and support. Tickets are available on the Varsity Sports app, which is free, and then it's 10 Rand at the gate and 10 Rand on the website. So please, to all the families, communities in and around these areas where varsity football is played, come through.
When we talk about families and communities as well, what part can communities play in contributing to all of this? You guys are already contributing to the boys, giving them the platform, but how can communities assist? How can families assist?
So I can tell you now that if I'm from Soweto, for instance, it's a lovely thing playing inside a packed stadium. So if my neighbors, friends, family, friends of friends come through to the stadium, it gives the boys that much more motivation. And they're on TV. I mean, they're willing and they're going to play just as hard.
2017 season is starting on a Thursday. Please give us the details of the tournament for both the males and the females.
So varsity football for the men's starts on the 27th of July and it runs up until the 20th of September. That is when the finals will be. The ladies competition, which runs concurrently but in a bumper format, they'll play between the 21st of September and the 23rd of September. And then obviously the venue for this will be women and men in one venue, and this is determined by the top of the log in the men's league.
How have you seen the game change for the women's side as well? Because they get the chance to be on TV as well. Have you guys seen a growth in there?
Yes, definitely. I mean, some of the ladies have only played locally. Now we're taking ladies from Free State, from the Eastern Cape, wherever our universities are coming from. We're bringing them all, we're flying them up, putting them up in nice accommodation. We're letting them play in front of big stadium or fans of that nature and on Super Sport. So we're growing slowly but surely, but we'll get there in terms of women development.
Baphiwe, I know you're representing varsity football, but you must have your team. I'm going to put you in the spot. Who do you think is going to take it this time around? TUT has been dominating in the years, and you know the rivalry between the Joburg teams and the Pretoria team. Who are you going with for this season, or who do you think is going to cause a scare this season?
So I know, Vuyo, that you're from TUT, so I'm not going to say anything much further about that. I'm from UJ, however, so I'm backing them. They did win the competition about 2 years back before they fell out, so I'm backing the boys from Auckland Park.
I spoke to the captains as well, and they are saying as well, as UJ teams, I also spoke to Coach Malwandla as well. He's saying that this time around, the team really wanted, especially if you look at the fact that from the Vets team and the UJ team, some of the senior players are actually leaving. So it's a personal thing for them this season.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, with the stringent rules of varsity football, you've only got a few years to play in the competition. So guys from Vets that are now 25 and older, guys that are done studying, is some of them's last year. So rivalries like Vets and UJ, which is just down the road from each other, are going to be big. And we'd like to encourage everybody, I mean, if you're in that area, to come and support these boys.
Of course, on Thursday, the biggest one we're starting with is the Tshwane Derby with the Pretoria TUT and, of course, Tuks as well. Please remind us again the details of these tournaments for both the males and the females.
So the men's tournament starts on the 27th of July, which is this Thursday, and then the final is on the 28th of September. We will have 2 TV games that are aired this week, which is TUT versus Tuks. They'll play the 6:15 game, and then we've got CUT playing against UJ in Bloemfontein. That'll be the 4 o'clock game. We do have 2 other games, however. You guys can follow us at Varsity Sports SA on our app or on our website for all the other fixtures.
Baphiwe, I'm going to take a chance and give you this. And thank you once again for taking the time to join us in studio today. We as Soweto TV are also going to continue contributing to this and exposing these young sports or the future Bafana stars.
Yes, look, we really do appreciate your support. Thank you for having me. And if you'll allow me to just thank our sponsors again, I mean, FNB, Samsung and Debonairs Pizza doing a really good job in terms of development in South African football.
Yachisa ngempela. Now, varsity football's ahead of match day operations. Baphiwe Mfundisi chats to us about the 2017 varsity football tournament. After the break, Malwandla chats with Soweto-born BizHub Highfield Lions coach Jeffrey Toyana. Unga indao.